Today's video is about a plough that I made. It works quite well. I did try it once it was made, and then obviously it's got painted and one thing and another. I need the plough because at some point on part of our land we've got to bury some leaves. And it was just ideal idea to do it, like plough along, put leaves in, plough again, it buries them. But I want to show you how simple it is. I've seen on the internet where you've got different angles and stuff, and that's obviously for different depths, but the depth I wanted was about 1 foot, and that's all I wanted. So I didn't mess about with such as different angles on my blades and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, I'll just show you what parts we've got. It's basically made up of 4 parts. One's on tractor already, which is what this all fastens to. But the main parts of the plough is a blade, this is the blade. It's very, very sharp at this end. 2 holes in. All the steel that's been made from this is, I think, 5. I'm not sure. Let me just check. It is 5 centimeters thick. So there's a lot of work involved in cutting it out and stuff. Blade itself, from the top part of the blade is 22 centimeters by 30 centimeters, and downwards is 13 centimeters. The back side I've painted, apart from where these 2 screws fit, that haven't been painted obviously because that's going to be touching, so I didn't want to get paint on paint and all the rest of it. So that's blade. The actual soil shifter itself is here. It's made out of the same stuff, exactly the same stuff. In the future, what I'd like to do is I'd like to bend it just here, just down this point. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. Bend it down this point here, just to curl it over a bit. But with this being so thick, it wants a proper vise to be able to do that. So that will be in future. This part here, the only way I can tell you is if we drew a line before the curve, you're talking about 28 centimeters, and the bottom part of this is 22 centimeters, and the actual overall length is 20 centimeters. But if you look at it, if I can show you that, when it's like that, it actually goes uphill a little bit, and again there's 2 holes in it for fastening. Now this piece I didn't want welding to base, and the blade I don't want them welding to base, because then I can take them off and polish them up, because they need polishing. In winter I can take these off, cover them in grease to save them from cold. That's why they're like that. If you paint this, you'll find that the soil don't run across it very well. So, but again, back end of this has been painted. These 2 marks here was my mistake. It's where it touches metal, and obviously paint couldn't have been quite dry there. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's where life goes on, innit? I suppose in the future it'll get painted again. Now this piece is what it all fastens to. Now this piece here, if I can get it to here, let's just have a look. Yeah, I have to keep checking my camera to make sure you can see what you're looking at. What I did to get this angle out, I went on the internet and I was looking at various ploughs. Now a lot of ploughs, the blade fits on this part here, and this is adjustable, but I won't bother about that. I'm not interested in the fact that it's been, that you can adjust it. I'm interested in one depth, one size. That's all I'm bothered about, and one angle. That's all I wanted. Well, anyway, what I did to get that angle is they said that a certain, I can't exactly remember, but a certain size hole, I think the hole was something like 25 centimetre hole or something like that. No, 20, I'll shoot you 20 centimetres. What I did is I got my protractor thing. I've got another one somewhere. I don't know where it is, you can see better, but on it, yeah, it's a small one. I measured 10 centimetres on the top of that, from the tip to the top, 10. This one only goes up to 9, but 10. Then I got my protractor part, if you like, put that on at me 10 and measured me 40. So from 10 down across, it was 40 degrees angle. And then I realised that, hang on a minute, I've got a bit more of an angle here, which made me hole a bit bigger. And it was just a mistake I made, but it turned out to be a good mistake. So, going back to it, the guide part of it, from front to back, is 40 centimetres. It's 5 centimetres up. This is 17 centimetres up to the top. 17 centimetres. And between that part there and the front is 20 centimetres. I've also had a piece welded onto here because this piece here is where it fastens onto the tractor itself, and I just wanted that little bit more strength on it. If you're not looking at, you ain't got a protractor and you don't want to look at angles, from the tip to this end, if it was in a straight line, would be 7 centimetres in a straight line, but this goes a little bit further. If I measure down that, you've got 13 centimetres, so you've got 13 centimetres here at the tip, and you've got 8 centimetres across it, and I had that piece obviously put on. Underneath here, I've also had a support piece put in. Now, if that support piece wasn't there inside, and this top here wasn't on, you could make that into an adjustable part. So, recapping on all this, you've got your back end, your tractor end, you've got your front end. You can see there's a bit of blue paint on it, so it's caught before it will dry. And your holes. Now them holes are up to you, where you put these holes to fasten these parts on. The reason I did it is that underneath, I was just watching that piece there and make best I could from what it is. And it's not hard to put together, it's quite easy to put together. But I say, these parts I wanted to be able to take them off. And this be a separate part. So what I'm going to do now is put these on it, and I have actually got a piece of this that I didn't realise yesterday, that so much of this, it's only a part of it, actually needs sharpening because it runs off the main blade, and I didn't realise that until it were all together yesterday, and I was just looking at it. But I'll sharpen that anyway. Once it's on, I'll know exactly where angle is, and it'll get sharpened up. Okay, so first part we're going to put on is blade on bottom. It's just because it's easier. So just get a nut and bolt. These nuts and bolts actually should have a washer behind them, and it's not just any old washer. It's a washer that I forgot what they call, spring washer, that's what they call them. Now I put these on, these bottom blade on, but I don't tighten them up at this stage because when the top piece comes on, you might just need that little bit of, if you like, adjustment. So it's the top, I know I'm putting the bottom piece up first, but it's the top piece that puts it all into line. So this has to be able to, you've got to have that bit of movement in it. And then we'll get his top piece and we'll drop his top piece onto here like so. It's in there. This one I found, this bolt, it really is difficult to get in because it just happens to be in, if you like, the wrong place. So what I'm going to do is just cut video while I get that, because otherwise the video is going to go on for hours and hours. Well, believe it or not, when I turned camera off just then, I couldn't believe it. As soon as I turned camera off, the bolt went straight in. Oh, there you go, it's life. Second one in. The second one into hole. And these holes are, in my lifetime, I've never drilled holes so accurate as what I've drilled these. They're absolutely spot on. Now if I lift that up, I don't know if you can see on camera, but that actually don't match. So that needs cutting and making into the same as blade, which I'll do very shortly. And it's just a case now of tightening everything up and making sure that everything lines up. Once the bolts are tight, the thing itself doesn't move at all. But I say it does actually want spring washers on it. See, that's tight, it's not going anywhere. This one again is tight. So I'll just drop that back up. What's happening is that it's now getting heavy. It's actually getting very heavy with all this metal on. Obviously you want it as heavy as you can, because obviously the better the workmanship, if you like to call it that, then the better or deeper and stronger it's going to be when it's in floor. So last bolt up, up, up. See, that's not going anywhere. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just cut this end, because it needs doing. It's got to be done. I ain't really got a great deal of choice about it. I'll just bring the camera out to the side. You can see what's happening on this side. If I can, just lift it up a little bit, and you can see what it's like when it's together. This part here, as I say, this is the bit that fastens to the tractor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just sort this blade out, because it's the first time it's been together and needing to be properly used. I say I've used it, but just to try it. So what I'm just going to do is take that off, because if I don't take that off, I'm going to start having problems. Soil's going to get caught and one thing or other. So I'm just going to sharpen that up, and when I've sharpened that up to the size of this blade, then I shall be able to get on tractor. So the plough is now on the tractor. That's one view from one side of it, and that's like from the other side of it, if you like. I'll try and show you from front. I know picture ain't great, but that's sort of other side on it. So what we're going to do is take it down now, and we'll start doing some ploughing. I'll just let you into a little secret while I'm just here. Something I didn't know, and it stands to reason. Somebody said to me, a friend of mine said to me that how come the lines are so straight when you're doing it? Because I made a little video before this that I sent somebody about this, and the reason being is that you make your first line straight, and then your front wheel, right hand wheel of the tractor, goes in the hole you've just made, so you're following that hole all the time, and that's how you keep it straight. But I weren't aware of that until I started watching videos on how ploughs are made and how they work and what they do, etc. I'll just point out that my depth gauge for this, because you've got to have a depth gauge of some description, even though you've got your, I mean my angle, as I said before, set, but you've got to have a depth gauge. And what I've done is it's this is my depth gauge, and I say I've only used this once just to try it, but what I've just discovered is that I could do with this being in this hole for transport. The problem is that this tiny little bit of metal here is in its way, so I'm going to have to just shave that down to make that into this hole when I get 5 minutes time for transporting it. And then I've got my depth. I've got my 3 depths. This at the moment is on shallow, but it can get deeper and deeper. It's about 6 inches, so 6-7 inches, something like that I'll get from that, plus what I've already got. So what I've got to do is just just that for transport wise, but that's another day, another time. Well, as you can see, it hasn't made a bad job on it. It's not bad that to say I've done it. First time of use, and it seems to be doing its job as it should.